Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Okie dokie. Mm-hmm. Let me see what we have here. So I got this one here. Saludos, Doc Mick, Florida. Saludos to you. Welcome. Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. Good evening. Good evening to all of you. 30 West. Mike is here. Ahí estamos, papá. So así, papá. Let me see what we have here. Mm-hmm. Was it ahí? A ver. Eso es así. Esto es así. Y esto es así para los muchachos. Oh boy. We have a lot of things to cover today. Hopefully I can cover it all. Hopefully. Let me see. All right. So we have that there. Okay, so it's working. All right. It looks like it's working. Mm-hmm. Only yeah. So who do we have here? Callison in Nueva York. Okay. Okay. I'm going to get right into it, guys. No messing around today. I don't have a lot of time. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back once again to the greatest watch market update show, ladies and gentlemen. You know, this is the only public service watch announcement channel you need to hear. The truth and nothing but the truth in this channel. Always talking the truth in this channel, right? Can you guys hear me? You guys can hear me, right? Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. So you know this is a public service watch announcement, and we're here to tell you the truth, nothing but the truth. But you know, I have so many things that I want to talk to you guys. Thank you so much, 30 West. Thank you so much that I want to talk to you guys about that. Like this gentleman right here. Name is DJ Smoothster. He's unbelievable, this gentleman. He's unbelievable. I like this gentleman, you know. He's asking me, you know, the people in New York that they're going to jail and this and this and that. But I got something else to tell you. Don't think that the only people that are going through some, you know, ups and downs, you know, with dealer to dealer having problems is only in New York City, you know, over there, you know, in 47th Street. You know, it's not like that. They're making roundups all over the United States of America on backpackers, you know, watch backpackers, you know, Corona era backpackers, flim flammers, you know, hucksters, hoodwinks. You know what I'm trying to say? They're picking them up. But, you know, New York is like the La Cuna. It's like the crib of, you know, of all the memos they send out so they can say the same lines and use the same terminology, you know, that good stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, to the ones that don't know, it's not only New York getting in hot water. Also, here it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Also, Miami, Florida, downtown Miami, Florida is on fire. They're picking up watch dealers left and right, and they're running away to the hills, you know, running away. You're hearing it here today, Papa. You're hearing it here today. Están corriendo como prostitutas desnudas, corriendo por todos lados, como gallinas, gallinas culeca. You know what a gallina culeca is? You Google it, because I'm not going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Ask one of your tomato recovering can friends. They'll tell you. You know what I'm trying to say. Ladies and gentlemen, they're all over the place. You know, that jello, you know, jello, the jello, you know, ice. They're all over the place. In New York City, in Miami, Florida, picking them all up, Papa, picking them all up. They're picking them up left and right, like picking your boogers, you know, recogiendo los mocos. Ladies and gentlemen, la situación está jodida. Things are bad out there. These people want to continue wearing, knockoff, cheap knockoff Gucci shirts, Louis Vuitton shirts, knockoff, from Chinatown. But they're getting them, bro. They're picking them up left and right. You have the Chiclets guy from over there, 47th Street, He did a different hairstyle with big chiclets, teeth, real big, He had them rotten, now he fixed them up. You got another guy over there fighting, I don't know, I think he's from Palestine or somewhere. He's fighting over there with the people. Ladies and gentlemen, la situación está jodida. I'm letting you know what's going on. I'm telling you what's going on among each other. They're doing this to each other now. And you know what they're doing now to each other? They're throwing each other under the bus, papi. Under the bus. Let me tell you what's happening here in my hometown. They're picking them up, man. They're picking them up, and let's go, papi. Let's go. Come on. Come with me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you do the rest. You do the rest of your investigation. I only give you a little bit so you guys are good, I give you a little bit. You know what I'm trying to say, Mr. Donut, But here in Miami, I'm telling you, they're picking them up. Those guys, they come with masks, I don't know, with those snow mask on, goggles, and they have all those names over here, the patches, you know what I'm saying? AD, ADF, I don't know, THF. It's unbelievable what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Just to let you know what's going on, papi. La situación está jodida. These people are rats. They're rats. Son cucarachas. Son ratas. Son ratas en cuatro patas, These people are you don't know what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. What's happening right now, only we know. I said it wrong. Only sweet Kino knows, because Kino, to be honest, he's out of the game. Kino's out of the game, but he still hangs around and knows all these delinquents, Estos bandidos, estos criminales. Kino knows them all. He knows all these criminals, just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen. As the show goes on today, I'll tell you more about this, what's going on. They're picking them up. I'm telling you, yala, 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 yala. You know what yala means? Yala, 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 yala. Manishma, yala, La situación está mala, papi. They're picking them up. I couldn't believe the way they were picking them up, I mean, they had them like this. They took him out, and, those guys, the ICE and the AFT, I don't know what that means, DAE, they're all over the place. They're getting them all, ladies and gentlemen. Just to let you know, if you have any kind of business in downtown Miami, Florida, be careful, because they're picking up your favorite Muppet boiler room secondary grade watch market dealer. They're picking them up, ladies and gentlemen. Picking them up all over the place. Not only in New York, but also Miami. It's a connection, It's a connection, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm trying to tell you, papi. Just to let you know, I have to tell you these things, because this gentleman here by the name of DJ Smoothster 2860, he's a good man, and and he knows his stuff, because he's already saying they're being picked up, papi. They're being picked up all over the place. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been talking to you guys about what's happening over there in Xinjiang. What's happening in Xinjiang, ladies and gentlemen, that these people are getting creative in a way that's unbelievable. And you have people over there that have been recording all these different plants over there of making watches, making cases, making bracelets, making dials, and all that good stuff. And you have all these names, because these people send me the name. They tell you Mr. Clean Factory, VFS Factory, and all this good stuff. Like, you got to listen today now. You have to listen, Put your thinking cap and listen to this now, because this is going to blow your mind away, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a factory over there in Xinjiang now that came out that is the most powerful. I mean, I'm telling you, everybody's at war. Everybody's at war. We're going to get into Venezuela too, ladies and gentlemen, but I have to tell you this part, because I'm going to forget, I'm going to forget. But I've been telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that those people in Xinjiang for the longest, for 3 years, for 4 years, I've been telling you that all the parts, that they say over there from all these luxury watches, let's keep the names out of the business, because we don't want to get a thunder lightning, But you know what I'm trying to say. All these parts, the rotor, the hand stack, the dial, all that good stuff. All that good stuff is coming from over there, ladies and gentlemen. And these people over there, they say that only 60% has to be done over there to be Swiss, Swiss stamp. Mentira, papi, eso es mentira. It's 85% Qing, 15% Swiss, But ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you something today, you're not gonna believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a watch that every gentleman out there that has a go fast car or one of those power boats, cigarettes, fountain, Apache, whatever it is, those go fast boats, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm trying to say. Saludos, Thurston Howard III. Saludos, mi hermanito. Muchas bendiciones. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody wants to hear the name Le Mans, Le Mans, la citación de Le Mans, the watch Le Mans, And ladies and gentlemen, you know that Rolex came out with two Le Mans, one in yellow gold with a black dial and white gauges, and the other one white gold with, I don't know, the reverse, you know what I'm saying? And those watches unbelievable. But ladies and gentlemen, what they're doing right now in Qing is unbelievable. That watch has a movement 4132, 4132, not the 4131, 4132, unbelievable. And those people from Qing are doing the movement 4132. You're not going to believe what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm telling you, there's so many different names of factories in Qing. It's a yellow building over there in Qing, and they're all there. But they say this, they had to do it already. They had to do it. They had to show people. They had to tell people. It's all over. It's all over the internet. All over the internet. You do your own research. When I say the name, you're going to go bananas. Right there, you're going to go looking for it right away. Because we are stupid like that. We give you information for free. We give it to you for free. Mr. Donut, Thurston Howell, 30 West. You know what I'm saying? The Smoothster. Ready for this, ladies and gentlemen. And this, we're talking about this one right here. Okay? This one right here. Be patient. Hold on. But ladies and gentlemen, you ready for this? They have a new manufactory, over there in Qing, over there. Ready for it? And they're producing the movement 4132, papi. 4132, with that unbelievable Le Mans. And the factory name, ready? Write it down. And the factory name, they had to come out and say it. The factory name that's producing this monster watch, the 4132 Le Mans Daytona. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Okay, does anybody, know what I'm talking about? Here it goes. I want you to wait a little longer because I know you want to know badly which is the factory. Which is the factory? They're a monster factory, man. They're doing this Le Mans they're doing this Le Mans in yellow gold. I don't know. They dip it in gold. Dip it in gold. And in Qing over there, Thurston Howard, you know what I'm trying to say. In Qing over there, they're doing it in yellow gold and they're doing it in white gold. The 4132, the 4132 movement. Unbelievable movement. Here it goes, guys. Here it goes. The factory name is UFO. 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 Flying around the UFO, That is the company that's producing that monster watch. And ladies and gentlemen, I saw it. I saw the watch. I saw a video of the watch. And ladies and gentlemen, what these people are doing is what these AD, people, I'm telling you, Papa, what they're doing, it has the exposed in the back. You can see the movement, the rotor, the whole thing. I mean, una jodienda. I mean, you guys gotta see this. When we do this for you guys for free because we don't want to see you getting burned. And people are taking these watches and they're taking them to real repair watchmakers to take a look at it, and they can't believe they have to disassemble the whole watch to see what these people are putting in there. And let me tell you, is a fake. You know, it's not the real movement, but what they're putting in there is, man, is that watch runs exactly like the real one that costs $300,000, and they're selling this one. You know, the UFO. Remember the name of the company, UFO. Can somebody right now Google it right now and put it there? Ching Jing UFO. Go ahead, put it. I double dare you. I triple dare you. That's right. The UFO. I triple dare you. This unbelievable. You know what I'm trying to say, Mr. Premium. You tell them like it is, Mr. Premium. It's unbelievable. It has like one of those Martian faces, you know? The best, ladies and gentlemen. You know, you got Mr. Clean, you got AV, you know, B2, you know, Nipple. I don't know those names they have, right? And then they have the monster one that they have to come out and say, it's us, UFO. Come on, Google it. Don't be palomos. Google it. Ladies and gentlemen, everything inside before they give you a Daytona, one of those you know, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say. Exactly. You know what I'm saying. But ladies and gentlemen, there's no plastic in there. You know, they put plastic inside those clones, those fake watches. This doesn't have no plastic. Everything in there is all, you know, unbelievable. That's it. That's it, Papi. I'm telling you. I haven't seen a movement like this. I haven't seen it. The gauges, everything. But I told you that you know, they dip it in gold, yellow gold, white gold. But ladies and gentlemen, these people are too much. The people from over there, from the other side, you know, the people from over there from Europe, you know, the European people, you know what they're doing? They're getting that movement. They're dressing it up a little bit more. And they're making an 18 karat real gold bracelet and casing on a watch that costs $300,000, $200,000. You know what I'm saying? They're making them now for you guys. You can pay them $25,000, $30,000, and they give you a Le Mans, and nobody would argue with you. Bobby, these people are getting creative, bro. The ones over there, they don't care no more. They don't care. They want the world to know where all the parts come to that company over there, you know, over there in Geneva. They want you to know it comes from Xinjiang. No matter what they tell you, it comes from Xinjiang, ladies and gentlemen. Papi, what's happening? You guys, we're all blind. You know, we're all blind. You know, we're all blind. You know, we're all blind. They tell you in your face, it comes here. You have different factories, but this factory that I'm talking about, the UFO, is going to knock your socks off and blow your hair back. This is where they're saying all the top secret videos are coming out. The top secret videos are coming. Exactly. That's what it equals. The top secret videos are coming out, preparing, and you know, like in suitcase. ¿Tú entiendes lo que te quiero decir, Thurston? Like a little suitcase. This is unbelievable. They say that the one that goes over there to Geneva, they put it in a suitcase, you know, in a suitcase like around. So you understand me. Papi, because ustedes son unas garrapatas. Nothing bad I said, you know. You know, we cannot be ticks, you know. We cannot be ticks. It comes in a suitcase, and they put there all the casings, like around 200 of them in each suitcase, you know, sealed and everything, you know, send over there, you know, perfecto. The ones they're gonna go work on over there, and over there they start putting all the stamps, but they get the case, ladies and gentlemen. They send them like around $4,000 of whatever watch they're going to be producing. They say they have the videos of all that, and they say this is going over there. Over there. You understand me? Going over there. Over there. You know what? We got to be careful. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on right now is unbelievable. The world is upside down. Everybody is fighting against each other. I also want to say congratulations to the country of Venezuela. You know, unbelievable. Congratulations to Venezuela. Unbelievable what's happening in the world with Venezuela. But we'll talk about that a little a little later. But let me just say this too about Venezuela. I don't know if you guys know this, ladies and gentlemen, that Venezuela is the country that has the most oil in the world. You heard that right. Google it. Google it, lambones, Google it. Kino, no te metas en esto, Kino. Esto es para grande hoy. Esto es para grande, Kino. No te metas en esto. Mr. Donor, you're a savage. And the guy from Pennsylvania Avenue is like this. He wants to control the whole refinery. The guy from Pennsylvania Avenue over there, he wants to control the whole thing. You don't know about this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Silver, the troy ounce of silver is more expensive than a barrel of oil. I know what I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. The world is upside down. 21 organic watch channel subscribers, 7 thumbs up. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? Pero ¿qué es eso? What is that about? You know? You know? I'm telling you, it's crazy what's happening out there, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we have people fighting all over the place. You know, the government is involved, picking up people that are corrupted. They're not doing good things. You know, like over there in New York City, over there in 47th Street in the Diamond District, you know, over there and over here too in Miami, Florida. They're picking them up. They're picking them up like a bad habit, you know. I'm telling you what it is, ladies and gentlemen. People are running to the hills. People are running to other countries. They're running, papi. El vacilón se terminó, papi. You guys don't want to hear the truth. You guys want to continue skip hopping around through life like bunny rabbits. You know, you want to continue hearing. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. You know, people want people want hope and dreams. That's what they want. People want hope. You know, people want hope and dreams. People want hope and dreams. No hay ningún sueño. No hay. Only this is the dream you're going to get. This dream. That's what they want, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm trying to tell you. What's happening is crazy. And I cannot, you know, belongs to the U.S. now. That's right. You know what I'm saying. Everything, papi. And those people over there, you know, over there in Xinjiang, they said they had enough. They said they had enough. You should see one of those presidents, you know, those presidents from the Xinjiang, you know, companies, you know, those companies that make watches over there. This is a very bright mind. Don't ask me how I know. I'm giving you this information. I already gave you the word UFO. Did anybody Google UFO? Did anybody Google UFO? That's what I want to know. Anybody? Anybody? Google it, yes or no? Is it true? Yes or no? Thurston, is it true? Mr. Donor, is it true? Is it true? See, you come to me, papi. You come to me. No, Mr. Donor. Those are not. These people over there, just to tell you, they don't call it clones, none of that stuff. This is our watches. This is our watches. And if this watch has 1,000 parts, I'm telling you that over there, you know, over there in Geneva, they have like around 600 parts of ours. You don't want to hear the truth. I don't care. I want to hear the truth, papi. Listen, if I've been hoodwinked, I want to hear the truth. There you go. UFO factory is scary. It's scary. That's the factory that the gentleman that used to work for all these luxury watch companies that he got fired. That's the company that he's saying that they have secret videos, them talking, no, put this box in the side, this one goes over there. This one goes over there. Papi, these people can do whatever they want. These people can do whatever they want. What makes you think that these people over there in Geneva, they say they produce 1 million watches a year? Those people are cranking 3 million watches a year, man. No tienen la capacidad. They don't have the capacity, the structure to do that. They don't have it, bro. They don't have it. Ching Jing. Ching Jing. That's all I got to tell you. Ching Jing. Listen, when you see that 4132, the watchmaker that was looking at this, he said, man, this is not the same movement that Le Mans has. But I'm telling you, that movement is a good 80% on point. But you know what is 80% on point on one of those 4132 movements? That means that the other 20, who did we leave it to? Who did we leave the other 20 to? Who did we leave the other 20% to? To finish dressing it up. Polishing it all up. What was the old man that came out in Pinocchio? Pinocchio, Geppetto. Somebody help me out. I'm not making fun of them. I don't make fun of people. I only make, little fun, make it cute, make it sound nice. The guy, the little old man, the little old man that he would do Pinocchio. Come on. That's the one. That's the one. That guy, you think they take him over there. You sit there in your bench and you start polishing it up, the little screw, the little rotor, the spring, and they bring it to the 100%. So that means that 80%, they give it to them here. Aquí tenemos 80. Here's the 80. Here's the 80. Papi, eso está claro. Eso está claro, ladies and gentlemen. I'm letting you know what they're doing now. And they're putting that movement on an 18 karat gold, Daytona. And they say, from the pictures that I saw, they say, brother, there's no way in the world you can tell that, it's perfect. But somebody said a word here a couple of minutes ago. They said that UFO factory is scary. And they say that's the factory that produces that level. They're the ones, that man, the guy over there, has a suit on with a tie on, and he came out. We had enough. I'm telling you what it is. Listen, I'm not here promoting those watches. I'm only telling you what I hear, what I read. And when I hear something, I give you the facts. Go Google it. Go Google it. They say it's scary. You have the movement 4131. This is the 4132, with an exhibition window in the back. Están loco. They're beast. So you're going to pay for that watch $200. The retail price of that watch of the Le Mans is $50,000. But on the gray watch market, they're asking $200,000, $190,000, $185,000, whatever. And you can get it now, gold, the whole thing, for $25,000, $30,000. It depends who you know over there in Italy, It depends who you know in Italy, Depends, whoever you know in Italy. Pero la situación está así, papá. The situation is upside down. And I want you guys to be aware of what's happening with these watches. You have to be, yes. He said, can anybody please tell this gentleman how much, can anybody tell DJ Smooster how much real Le Mans, yellow gold, black dial, white gauges cost? Let him know, please, because he can't believe that it costs $200,000. He can't believe it. But that's what it is. That's what it is, and you guys need to, get on with this so you know what's going on. What's coming now, starting Monday, life is back to normal. Santa Claus is gone. The new year is here, and the real thing is happening. Ladies and gentlemen, in 1990, they have a guy over there in Panama, carepiña, pineapple face in 1990, and it was the third day. I believe the third day of January, And today, ladies and gentlemen, was the third day of January, last night, when they got this gonorrhea, It's what it is. It's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Times are getting tough, And let me tell you, the oil situation has started. You know, he's becoming now the guy from Pennsylvania Avenue. He wants to control the oil. He wants to be el magnate to control all the oil, from all over the world. I'm just letting you know what's going on, guys. I'm just letting you know. Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta, listen, guys. You can shear a sheep many times, but skin him only once. You don't understand me? You understand what I'm trying to say? You can shear a sheep many times, but skin him only once. That's all I got to tell you. That's all I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. La situación está jodida. I'm going to give you guys a watch market update so you can continue skip hopping around, this evening tranquilo. Exactly. You know what I'm trying to say, Mr. Donut. You understand what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say, And we have all these people. These people, they are all, these people, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, these people, what they're doing to us, the owners of the world, papi, están acabando con nosotros. They're finishing us off. Finish off. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I have a gentleman that he talks to me regarding this guy who I call Eugene, Eugene the human testicle. I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This Eugene the human testicle, Eugene the human testicle, this guy was I believe in the stock market. He was in the stock market and he got pinched. Got pinched in the stock market. And the same way that he ran this business is the same way he's running the watch business he's involved in. Everybody is a retard. Everybody is stupid, everybody, everybody's just, a terrorist. This is the words that he uses to attack the people out there. The same way, exactly, that guy, Jacob McChicken, the same way he ran this business after the SEC got him. He came around, he did a crossover to this business. Like I told you, all the delinquents that have any kind of past, any criminal records, they come here. They come our way. They come our way and they start, getting involved in this business. And I'm telling you, sir, this guy is the same way that he ran his stock market business is the same way he's running this watch business, talking bad about everybody. He's a narcissist. He's a very sick man. He swallows flame. I don't know what he has in his throat when he talks. You know what I'm trying to say. This guy is Eugene the human testicle. And all of you need to be aware from this guy. This guy is spoofing prices around, inflating them like what he would do when he would sell penny stocks. The same thing that he would do when he would sell penny stocks, he's doing in the watch business. So I'm telling you, this guy, let me tell you, the human testicle has more fire and floods than the Bible. Okay? Sir, that's the last thing I'm going to tell you. You understand me? I'm going to tell you one more time. The human testicle has more fire and floods than the Bible. So be careful when you're trying to buy that ellipse Patek Philippe from this, from this Mashugana. This guy's a Mashugana. He grosses me out when I hear his voice. He's a lonely man. He walks around the streets. I don't think a woman can be with this man. Just hearing his voice, I'm telling you, this es imposible que una mujer esté con esta gonorrea, con esta gonorrea. But that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to tell you all this so you can defend yourself. The same way he ran his stock market business is the same way he's running his watch business. Attacking people, calling them retarded, they don't have no class. He's the classiest, he has old dusty, Bentley and old garbage. His car is full of bubblegum scraps, papers, toilet papers. His car is a gross man. Un tipo, I don't think the guy bathes too much. No creo que se baña mucho. But I'm letting you know what's going on so you don't fall for his trap. Okay? We call him here Eugene, the human testicle, aka Jacob McChicken. I know what I'm trying to tell you, papi. No good. Te van a hacer así duro, papi. And then he has a bunch of runners that run with him, Has a little gang, it's a little gang because all these people there, they've been the SEC, le quitó todo, vamos, You know what I'm trying to tell you guys, okay? I'm trying to tell you things so you don't fall for this man's trap. This man es una gonorrea. Just remember this date. October the 29th, 1998. That's all. I'm going to give you a watch market update, ladies and gentlemen. Our first watch, ladies and gentlemen, is a Rolex Platinum Land Dweller, with a blue chicken coupe dial, a blue chicken coupe dial. Platinum, ladies and gentlemen, 127236 with a 36 millimeter, ladies and gentlemen. Retail price is $63,600. That's right. And there's a bunch of, hoodwinks out there and hucksters asking for that watch $99,000. That's right. But me and Sweet Kick Kino going to tell you, you do whatever you want with your money. It's your money and you spend it as you please. You spend it as you please, ladies and gentlemen. I repeat to you, the retail price for this watch is $63,600. And these Muppet Boiler Room secondary grade watch market channels and dealers had that watch for over $99,000. This is the 36 millimeter, and the reference number is the 127236. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't you dare pay for that watch more. And I mean more. No te meta aquí, no te meta. No te meta aquí, no. Tómate la cervecita tranquilo. No te metas en esto. No te metas aquí, no te metas en esto. Dame la pastilla del corazón. Don't pay for that land dweller. Don't pay. No, Mr. Donor. No, I wish I could tell you that number, but if I tell you that number, I'm a liar, And I'm not an imposter. I'm not an imposter. Don't pay for that watch more than $82,000. And Dapping. I'm letting you know what's going on. One more time, the Rolex Platinum Land Dweller Blue Chicken Coupe dial, 127236, 36 millimeter. Repeat, 36 millimeter. Don't pay more than that. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Patek Philippe Aquanaut. Rose Gold 5164 dual time, with a rubber. Unbelievable looking watch, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. It's been all over the place, 96, 97, 108, 109. Christmas time, $130,000, $130,000. You know what I'm trying to say? But I'm going to tell you the truth. You do whatever you want for that 5164 Aquanaut Rose Gold. Unbelievable looking time machine. Unbelievable looking time machine. It was at one moment that price, Mr. Donor. It really was. But it wasn't. We have to go with the times. You know how it is. We have to go. We got to give you the real numbers. Don't pay for that watch. And I mean, don't pay for that watch more. Mr. Premium, you got to go a little higher than that. Don't pay more. And I mean, don't pay more than $109,000. And dopping. There it is for you guys. Dopping again, papá. Esto está jodido. The world is upside down. You remember that movie that that guy, that Gibson male did? They were running in crazy cars with bow and arrows, and they were fighting for oil. That's what we're getting to. And the guy from Pennsylvania Avenue, he says he wants to dress up like him and start getting in front of a car. Remember, you know what I'm trying to say. What's the name of that movie? When they were over there in the sand, in the desert. Mad Max. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see Pennsylvania Avenue, Mad Max in the front. I'm telling you, with leather strap, And I remember, the bad guy, he had like a bald head, and he had like a boyfriend, a boy, I don't know how to say that, a lady boy. You know, she had a lady boy. I don't know what it was. It's unbelievable. This is crazy. What's going on? I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, what's happening in the world es una locura, papi, una locura, locura. Kino se llama Mad Max. Me lo dijo Thurston Howard, me lo dijo. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm trying? He looked like Eugene, the human testicle. Eugene, the human testicle, man. You got to see this guy. Listen, this man does a video. I asked myself, you guys are buying watches from Eugene, the human testicle, right? So Eugene, the human testicle, aka Jacob McChicken, invites somebody to his platform, to come to his show. So the person that comes to the show is showing his face, who he is, how many watches he has. I have 40 watches, 7 Pateks, 7 Richard Milles, 9 APs, right? And Eugene, aka the human testicle, Jacob McChicken, he doesn't show his face. He doesn't show his face. The human testicle, we're going to make him show his face while I'm saying this now. It's like a subliminal message. The human testicle would not show his face for nothing. He puts there like the guy from Kentucky Fried Chicken, like me, He puts him there. It's, you know what I'm trying to say? You got to see this so you can see how humble people are. How can you go to a show and the main star of the show is hiding? He only gives you his voice. He's hiding. You know why he's hiding, right? Because the SEC is looking for him. The SEC is looking for Eugene, the human testicle, aka Jacob McChicken. I'm telling you, ladies, no sean pendejos, muchachos, no sean pendejos. I know what I'm trying to tell you. You know. I know what I'm telling you. And they're on to him. We're going to make him famous. We're going to make him famous because you're going to find out who he is. And when you find out and you read and you see who he is, you're going to go, whoa. But people are giving this person $20,000, $30,000, $50,000. The same way he managed, he has a book called Penny Stocks. Has a book called Penny Stocks. Hay que ser lambones, papi. Hay que ser, Kino, no te metas. Yo no he dicho nada. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is an AP Royal Oak. Unbelievable rose gold. Reference number 26240 with a white dial. Unbelievable. A 50th anniversary, 50th anniversary. Beautiful looking watch. And ladies and gentlemen, you do yourself a favor and don't pay for that AP Royal Oak Rose Gold. 50th anniversary, 41 millimeter chrono. Don't pay. Oh, we have one already? Can you guys hear me? You guys can't hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, they can't hear me. Wow. Okay. All right. Don't pay for that watch. And everything that I'm saying is allegedly. I'm saluting all of you. Okay? I'm saluting you. Don't pay. Don't pay for that AP Royal Oak Chrono. That was a close one. Okay. Don't pay for that AP. That AP. Don't pay for that watch, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch more. Don't pay for it more than $86,000 and dropping. You do whatever you want. Okay? You do whatever you want. Our next watch, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saluting the owl. That way they'll leave us alone. Okay? I'm saluting the owl. I'm saluting the owl. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex Rose Gold Land Dweller, 41 millimeter, with a white chicken coupe dial. Reference number 127335. Unbelievable. Retail price is $51,000. $51,000. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, do any of you have an idea how much I'm going to tell you not to pay for this watch. I'm giving you the retail price, $51,000. Rose gold, land dweller, 40. Excuse me, not 41, 40. 40. I take that back. 40. With a white chicken coop dial. How much, ladies and gentlemen? 68 and dropping. Very nice. 68 and dropping. One more? Anybody? One more? One more. One more. Anybody? Don't pay for that land dweller. Don't pay for that land dweller rose gold 40 millimeter white dial chicken coop, you know. Don't pay for that watch more, and I mean don't pay more than $62,000. And I'm telling you what it is, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex two-tone rose gold stainless steel yacht master 44 millimeter, reference number 116681. Unbelievable looking watch, you know. Retail price over $29,000, you know. Rose gold with stainless steel, blue ceramic bezel. Beautiful watch, ladies and gentlemen, but the watch is dead in water. Dead in water. Even Rolex is also sometimes dead in water, you know. I'm telling you what it is. You go to your favorite AD, you'll find that watch. You want a sea dweller, you find that watch. You want a Datejust, you find that watch. You know, you'll find a lot of watches already, Papa. You're not gonna find the Daytona. You're not gonna find Submariner. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm trying to say, right? This gentleman said $24,000 and dropping. Well, here it goes for you. Don't pay for that watch more than $17,900 and dropping. And I forgot it's you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, here's another one for you guys. Here's a Rolex Sky Dweller Oyster, blue dial, reference number 326934 with a 42 millimeter casing. Beautiful watch, you know. Retail price on that watch is the blue dial. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that Corona era, that watch will cost over $35,000. Stainless steel oyster bracelet, blue dial. Unbelievable. Sky Dweller, 42 millimeter. And ladies and gentlemen, reference number is 326934. Again, for you guys. Don't pay. Does anybody know what I'm going to try to pay for that watch? Go ahead. I want to hear somebody tell me how much. How much? How much? This is not the new model. This is not the new reference. The Blue Lagoon is nicer. Okay, the Blue Lagoon. This is stainless steel. Coño. Mr. Premium, you're an animal. In a good way. The moose. In a good way. Don't pay for that watch. Mr. Premium just told you. Look what he told you. I think he put down $18,000. Is that correct, Mr. Premium? $18,000? Don't pay for that watch more than $18,600. Okay? There it is. There it is. It's for you guys. It's for you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch, you're going to get a kick out of this one. This is a Rolex. Good job, Papa. This is a Rolex stainless steel land dweller, you know, with a white chicken coop dial. Reference number 127234. Beautiful watch, 36 millimeter. Ladies and gentlemen, the retail price of this watch has gone up. It's gone up like $2,000 since it came out. The retail price of that watch is $16,450. And I'm going to have to be honest with you guys. When you hear this, it's just what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Does anybody know what I'm going to try to pay for that, you know, land dweller 36 millimeter, you know, stainless steel with a chicken coop white dial? Anybody? Come on, somebody. I want to hear somebody say something on this. Tell me a number. How much? Don't be afraid. Tell me a number. Nobody knows, huh? This thing is dropping faster than Bill Clinton's pants, Papi. Again, Donut. Now, Mr. Donut. Mr. Donut's attacking the game. Mr. Donut is attacking the game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that land dweller. Don't pay for it more than $18,700. You do whatever you want. It's your money. You spend it as you please. We did one. You did look, okay? You see? You see? Don't look. You see what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen? I'm only trying to help you guys out for free, just for free. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is an AP Royal Oak Rose Gold. Unbelievable. Listen to this one, ladies and gentlemen. AP Royal Oak Rose Gold Blue Dial. Reference number 15510. Non-converted. It was born this way. This watch was born. It wasn't put together. It wasn't put together. It was born like this. Unbelievable watch. Unbelievable. The 15510. 41 millimeter. Don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. Don't pay for that watch more than $82,500 and that. Okay? Jálame para atrás. Jálame para atrás. Jálame para atrás. Jálame. 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 Jálame para atrás. Jala. Va. Tapping again. Tapping again. Suéltame, Kino. Suéltame. Suéltame. Watch market is dead. Watch market is dead. You do whatever you want, but the watch market is dead. Watch market is dead. Watch market is dead. I know what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm trying to tell you. The watch market is dead. Don't be lollipop suckers. Don't be window lickers. Don't be possum kickers. Don't be cow tippers. Don't be crumb bums. Don't be sandbags. The watch market is dead. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex Day-Date Ombre Steel Green Ombre Steel dial. Unbelievable. Reference number 228238. It's not an olive. It's what you just heard. Green Ombre Steel. Unbelievable watch. Unbelievable. Over $60,000 at one moment. Over $60,000, ladies and gentlemen. And it's dropping faster than Billy Boy's pants in an Arkansas farmhouse, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. It's your money. 40 millimeter. Pero papi, Santa Claus se terminó ya, papi. Ya. Santa Claus se terminó, papi. It's what it is. Don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch. Does anybody know? The ombre steel green, ombre green steel, whatever you want to call it. You put the name you want. Don't pay for that watch more. Does anybody know? Nobody knows? Nobody knows. Nobody dares. Don't pay for that watch more. Santa's broke. Don't pay for that watch more than $49,000. Don't pay for it more than $49,000. This is for a gentleman that requested this watch from me to give him a price because he was waiting. He's going to give this to a family member of his. I don't know if it's his wife, his side chick, his daughter. I don't know who it is, sir. But I'm going to give it to you because I'm stupid like that, This is the AP Royal Oak with a salmon dial. AP Royal Oak Rose Gold with a salmon dial. Reference number 77450. It's a 34 millimeter watch. 34 millimeter watch. And it has a retail price of $54,700. $54,700. It's a very, very, this watch has a lot of meat left in the bone. It has a lot of meat, but you have to be a colossal. You have to be a mammoth, to get this watch. You have to be big, They have to bring you through the back door, and put you in a secret room, and and they do that. I don't know what they do to you there. Like the eyes shut, eyes shut, whatever they call. You know what I'm saying? The Illuminati, like that. They get you back there. And ladies and gentlemen, I told you, 54,000. Prepare for the pain. Prepare for the pain, papi. Coño, wow. You see, somebody always impresses me. Mr. Premium, I can tell it's Mr. Premium, that he wrote down for that watch $94,000. $94,000. And maybe to all of you, to your he's not far from telling you the truth. He's not far. You see that? I gave you a retail price of that watch. The retail price is $54,000. $54,700. And he said a price of $94,000. Mr. Premium, well done, Papi. Well done for you. Don't pay for that watch more than $91,500. And done. Okay, there it is. It's for you. It's for you. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you my last watch market update of the evening. It is a Rolex Daytona Yellow Gold Oyster Flex, reference number 116. You said 90, 95. Okay, well, man, both of you. Then both of you were just right there. Mr. Premium, Mr. Donor, both of you. The Rolex Daytona Yellow Gold. Okay. Okay. Yes, it has lots of meat, Papa, that watch. It does. It's very hard to get that watch, to be honest. All kidding aside. It's a very, very hard watch. You have to be very well known and, connected with a very powerful last name, and you let yourself, sometimes they do this to you and you buy whatever it is, It's what it is. This is the Rolex Daytona Yellow Gold Oyster Flex 116518. They call this the Pikachu. It's a lady's watch, 34 millimeter. I mean, if you're a smaller man, smaller frame, you probably can rock it too, to 34 millimeter, I mean, there's people out there, they're selling Patek Philippe Ellipse, 31 millimeter, and they say it's going to go 10 times, whatever it is, to $100,000. So you know what I'm trying to say. The Rolex Daytona Yellow Gold Oyster Flex, the 116518. It's an older reference number, but they call this watch the Pikachu. The Pikachu, ladies and gentlemen. And they're out there asking for this watch still 47, 48, 45, like that. And I'm going to tell you, because I'm like that, don't pay for that watch more. It's a 40 millimeter Oyster Flex with a rubber strap. Don't pay for that watch more than $41,000. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's my watch market update. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from everything that I'm telling you. I want to congratulate Venezuela, them getting liberado, tan liberado, yeah, Venezuela, and also, the government, for doing what they did, and all those good things. So, be smart. Don't be dodo bird, sir. You know what you have to do already, I mean, if you're going, if you're looking at a show that you don't even see the person's face, it's like asking one of my subscribers, are you going to give me $50,000 and I never show you my face? Will you give me $50,000? I never show you my face, but I'm going to give you $50,000. And you're going to tell me people are giving this Mashugana, Eugene, the human testicle, a.k.a. Jacob McChicken, $50,000, and he's hiding his face? Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and like me and Sweet Kick Kino say always, take care and brush your hair. Good night, guys.